Our last video discussion was about Hong Kong's Hang Seng index and its proclivity to retrace a Fibonacci 61.8% of its most recent move. And it had done that twice in a row, and we speculated as to whether this ongoing rally was also going to reverse at the Fibonacci 61.8%. Now we can follow up on that outlook. And in fact, last week, the Hang Seng recovered right up to that retracement level. It peaked above it twice on separate days, never closing higher, and now has reversed lower. It's confirmed our forecast that the corrective rally following the sharp spring decline is now over. Now what's interesting is Hang Seng was not the only index to retrace that Fibonacci 61.8%. South Korean KOSPI 200 index did exactly the same thing. And the KOSPI is interesting because it tends to lead some of the other Asian indexes. It topped a little bit earlier in its April top than its neighboring markets, and this time it turned down a few days ahead of the other indices. These are the types of small differences in markets I like to keep an eye on to help me stay ahead of the trend of the markets. Now, while we were looking at this corrective rally in a lot of the Asian indices, it's very helpful to use the Elliott wave principle to confirm what is the status of that move. So here Taiwan is a very good example. The decline in the spring was an impulsive move. It moved down in 5 waves, very strong. And while in Taiwan, the retracement rally went further than the Fibonacci 61%, it went fairly high. However, if you look at the chart here, the wave internals are clearly corrective. It didn't move in 5 waves. Instead, it made what we call a double zigzag. There are 2 separate ABC zigzags, one after the other. So it's this type of analysis that keeps us ideally on the right side of the market to identify the impulse moves versus the corrective moves. And our bread and butter, as we've seen across the region, is finding when markets move 5 waves and then follow it with a 3-wave move, and then we look for another impulsive move to begin. That's right where we are right now, and we think that this turn lower across many Asian indices will unfold in 5 waves. Stay tuned to see how we do.